Now, another topic that we talk about on the show quite a bit, mammograms are best known to help find breast cancer, but as it turns out, this important test may have a way of preventing heart attack and strokes in millions of women. How? A study was done. It involved 292 women. They underwent digital mammography. They then found, and the researchers did, that 70% of the women who showed evidence of breast arterial calcification also had coronary arterial calcification. And that, of course, is a marker for heart disease. We talk about calcification in heart disease. Right. This is interesting. A lot of people don't understand mammograms, but this does make sense.
Exactly. So, and this isn't the first. There are over 25 studies looking for the association between breast artery calcifications, saying, hey, well, if those arteries have atherosclerotic plaque, why wouldn't your coronaries, which could lead to heart attack, or your carotids leading to a stroke?
Right, exactly. Your peripheral vascular system as well.
Right. And so it turns out, if you look at this photo, that little spidery kind of spaghetti that has calcium in the red circle there, that's an artery, and it has plaque inside of it. And as this study showed, up to 70% of women will also have then higher risk for coronary artery disease and stroke risk. So of all those 25 studies, not everyone shows a strong association, but definitely when I see that, I can predict that when I look at that lady's list of meds, she's got hypertension, diabetes, it really goes hand in hand.
And where it could come in handy is if you're a woman, you're going in for your mammogram, you have no idea your risk for heart disease, and you see all these calcifications, you know, then you get that, and you know that you got to monitor this.
Investigate. Combine it with a good history. Is there a family history of heart disease? And like you said, the other things, predisposing factors, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, overweight, smoking, all those other things, if they're going on, then you need to investigate further.
Modify risk factors.
So do you see this study saving money?
Saving money because, well, saving lives. Consider this, 292,000 women die from heart attacks every single year. Yeah. 40,000 die from breast cancer. So you're over.
So the #1 killer.
7 times more likely. Yeah, it's the #1 killer. So you're already getting your mammogram every year. So if you have some radiologist who's in tune to the fact that your health care is incomplete, you've got this high-risk mammogram, maybe we should look at your heart as well.
And for women, heart disease presents totally different. You know, it's not, typically they have a heart attack. It's not the classic heart attack that men have. For a lot of women, they're asymptomatic until it's too late.
Well, the beauty of heart disease risk, and these calcifications increase your risk for a heart attack. And I think one of the biggest things, I always talk about food is medicine, and we don't always have to manage these things purely medically. We don't necessarily have to take someone who's at increased risk and add 5,000 new medications. Sometimes it's just that wake-up call, you know, like, hey, it's time to enjoy more craft beers and red wine. No, I'm kidding. But you got to pay attention to lifestyle, increase your activity, the food, improve the foods you eat. Because the one danger in this, we know in the world of false positives, the last thing you want is now, you know, every single woman who gets a mammogram is then going in for a coronary angiogram. It's always that fine line, right?
Right. About 12% of women will have that look of their vessels on a mammogram. And so in this particular study, of the 12%, 70% of those women are going to have some sort of cardiovascular disease.
Do you do mammograms earlier then? Do you start them earlier?
The calcifications do take time to develop, and they're really found in the majority of postmenopausal women. And diabetes is a real risk factor for this.
I mean, this is a truly fascinating study.